down. You gotta fasten your seatbelt. Sit down and fasten your seatbelt. It's the law. Sit down and fasten your seatbelt, please. Bad passenger. Don't listen. Hey, better hang on for your license. We are on the way driving to Hidden Beach. Usually there's a group of bikers here, but looks like we beat them today. So we are first. We're gonna go over there to the second beach and swing back around this way. You ready? Get to see sunrise. Are you ready? Are you ready to go? Ready or not ready? Yes? Okay. Let's go then. We are heading to the beaches around Hidden Beach. And it's nice and early. It's on the west. Wait, what side is this? West side? East side? So sunrise goes up here. Oh. So look here. The road is just newly done, so it's really nice. This is San Antonio. You gotta look at the view, baby. This is just gorgeous. There's a walkway, so if you want to walk along the... Where are you? Ah, you're tangled. Of course, there's stairs. So, used to be people had to climb down, and it's a kind of stumble and climb. But now, it's all done. So you just walk straight down and enjoy the spot. Oh, it's kind of high tide today, but when it's not, you probably could go swim right there. There's a little tidal pool right to the left. Go down this part? You can do it. Slowly. No, you don't want to. Oh yeah. Don't go there. Oh, okay. She wants the no steps. Well, I can't go there. I can't go there. I'm gonna break my legs. What's that? She's not stuck, but she does this. She does this thing where she's not stuck, but she does this thing where she just winds around different poles. See? I'm not sure. Yeah. Why do you do that? You gotta come back. You can't go that way. You cannot go that way. Oh, what are you eating? A shell? you're a hiker. Oh, I don't know about that though. You go for a swim? Is it today? Oh, good job. Yeah. That's mine. How about here? You can come down this way. Good job. Yeah. Good job, baby. The lighting is really nice in the morning here. You can see just right through the rocks, the waves are really strong. Like, not swimmable at all. But you can swim in here. In the bay, it's okay. The big rocks are blocking it. All new. All new experience today, right? Don't eat sand. You eat sand? You eat sand. Gonna sit? So this is actually my last week in Saipan, and I was gonna do a year video after a year living here and see what it was like, but didn't get to it. So I am just a few months shy of 2 years, and initially it was supposed to be 4 months, which you would think 4 months on an island is a, you know, most people only have 2 weeks vacation or so. So 4 months is a pretty long time. But for some reason, there's just, for a little island, there's just so much little things you could do. And before you know it, 4 months was up, and then a year was up, and then now April would be my 2 years, and now it's December, almost December. So it's fast. Being here is kind of like living in the 90s or the 80s. Everything is a little bit set back. So if you come here and don't expect it to be like the mainland, like in the States, then, or just don't expect anything, then you would be just fine. There's a lot of people who come here because they're retiring, or I guess military, or for working at the hospital. But that's my smoothie. No, that's not nice. But some people just come by accident, come to surf, come for a beach, and then just end up loving Saipan. So that's very frequent. There's a lot of teachers. The schools and the hospitals, or the feds, are the 3 biggest employer here. Definitely anyone that goes through the hospital, there's a lot of jobs there. So whichever the reason was why they came, they many times end up staying here with a lot longer than they thought they would. Some just stay, 10, 20 plus years and still here. But it's just very easy to live. It's much more affordable. Housing, food, and everything. The only thing that's expensive is if you're trying to leave. Flights for a small island is, as you can imagine, there's not a lot of flights, and the few that come through here, like United or some smaller airlines, they just charge a whole lot. So if you brought family here, or you just don't leave very much and you're content here, or if you are okay with just visiting the nearby islands, or Korea and Japan, it's pretty cool weekend spots, and I've gone so many times, and I could go so many more times. So it's even though if you look on the map, Saipan, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of a lot of things here. But if you're trying to go and do things and go back and forth from the mainland in the States, then you're gonna spend a lot of money on flights. But I mean, there was one big other thing that most people that want to stay longer or consider that possibility, they want to buy a home. And are you done eating the sand? You cannot buy a home or land here. You can do a long lease, like a 55 years lease, which is a very strange concept to me. It still is. You can buy it, you can build all you want, but at the end, it goes back to whoever was the last native person here. Native means you have to be, with some small exception, you have to be like the original people that lived in Saipan, or their family and descendants. So if you're not Chamorro or Carolinian, or from another island that got grandfathered in, like Palau or something, you're not gonna be able to buy out anything. You own the property, but you don't own the land. So, I mean, if you're fresh from the States or anywhere else, it's a strange concept. Imagine buying something, developing, putting all your heart and money in there, and then at the end it's not yours. But also, after a while, you could change your views on that. The end is long. 55 years is long. And a lot of people say that you might be able to, extend and get around that a little bit. So there's always a little bit of exception. If you're on good terms with everybody and you want to stay, you'll find a way to stay, I guess. But just finding homes, and even homes with nice views, or just basic homes, or very, very basic homes, there is a whole range of what you can get, and it's quite easy. There's a lot of, the majority of the island is probably transient, so people coming in for 3 months, 6 months, a year, less than a year, and less than 2 years are a lot of people, which is another hard thing about living in Saipan. You make friends, and then you don't know when they're leaving, or you're making friends in their last month here or their last week here. When I first came, I remember most of the people I met were at their going away parties, which is kind of sad. You meet people and you want them to stay a while, and then it's hard being the person to leave. It's harder being the person watching somebody else leave. So that's kind of just how it is here. So you just have to get used to it, because one day it's you. So I was pretty happy here, and if a few things else lined up, I would like this to be my long-term spot, or at least my frequently visited spot. We had a long discussion that if you have family and if you have things going on in another country or in the States, then being here all year is very tough, because there's a lot of things you'll miss out. Family gatherings, friends, big events, or if you're a shopper, it's very difficult to find things, ingredients, just it just doesn't have a lot of variety. You can get it here if you try hard enough. You can go to Guam, which is nearby, or you can ship it. Amazon will ship some things, or you just have friends and family ship to you like I do. It takes longer to get things, but you can, oh, don't bite me, but you can get things. But definitely if you're not a person that is, oh, see, now you're scared. If shopping is not a big deal to you, then you're gonna be fine here. If you need to be at this, if you need to go to the mall and all that, you know, big city things, then this might not be the place. But I feel like Saipan would be perfect, at least in my case and a few people I know. Saipan would be perfect for 6 months out of the year. You come here, especially in the winter when it's real cold for people. This one is just going nuts right now. In the morning, she was barking for several days straight and I didn't know why. She just wanted to play. You start throwing her donuts or her frisbee, and then all that energy is spent up in like 6 minutes, and then she passes out. Basically, a kid dog. Oh, yeah, but perfect for a half year, or 3 months off, 3 months on. So I think, you know, one of the big employer here figured it out, which is the hospital. They get people for 3 months at a time. They go back or go do whatever they need to, and then they come back or extend or come for 3 months, 3 or 4 months, or some 6 months, and then extend if you want. But they don't tie people here because it's kind of interesting. If you know you can leave, or if you know you have a short time here, you don't feel like you're stuck here. But if you know your contract is longer, or you have to work like a full time with 2 weeks off or something, then it starts to feel like you're stuck. Getting out of here is what you have to go through Guam, or you have to go through Korea. So if Jeju Airline raises their regular price, then it's not fun for anybody, because for us to get to anywhere, like it looks on the map, we're really close to Asia, really close to China, close to Philippines, close to Vietnam, close to Thailand. But in order to get there, you have to go to Tokyo or Seoul, and then you go wherever you're gonna go. So if the first leg is expensive, then you're not going. So when it's cheap, then it's nice because everybody takes vacations. But when it's like $400, $500, $600 one way, then not many people are going to be going, unless you have to. But it's happened twice here already. Well, after COVID, Jeju Airline, which is the Korean airline, that was the only one that was here when I came. And then the small island air that goes to Guam and the other islands. But to go anywhere else, there was only Jeju Airline, so I was only going to Korea. And when Tokyo, when Japan opened up, oh, stop biting me. Stop. When Japan opened up, it was really expensive, like $700 to $800 the ticket, and to go for a weekend, that's kind of steep. But twice a year they would do this. United actually, around like cherry blossom season, like early April or late March, and then once more in the fall, where if you buy your ticket to Japan, or if you buy like a vacation package, whichever. But at least for the flight part is what I knew. The CNMI government would pay half of your ticket. So say your ticket was $800, then you only pay $4. So I did both times, and that was pretty nice. And I don't think they limit the number of times you go. So if you wanted to go 3 times during that period, that 6 weeks or 2 months or whatever, you can go. So that was one way they were helping with the bringing the tourists back, or letting the residents go there. Anyways, that's my take on Saipan. Yeah, so 2 typhoons, 2 missed typhoons or whatnot while I was here, but not bad. People want concrete house and generators because they've had one recently bad one, the U2 in 2018, so they take it very seriously, boarding up the windows and all that. And okay, you can look at this crazy one now. Boarding up their windows, boarding up everything, buying supplies, gas stoves. So I didn't prepare very well, and luckily nothing happened, but I know people really plan ahead for that. But anyways, this is my last week here. Today is Sunday and I leave next Saturday, so it's coming up really quickly. So I'm trying to do 1 beach a day, or at least go to one of my favorite spot a day, or 1 or 2, so that when I leave I won't miss it so much. But I already know I will, so hopefully I get to put a little bit of each of those spots in here, so it can be a little memory video for me later. And I guess if anybody is looking to move to Saipan, if you have questions, I could answer some of them for you, hopefully. But I know when I was looking to move here, I tried to do a whole bunch of research, but there just wasn't a whole lot. I mean, people tell you about cost of living and things like that, but there are a few other things that you just don't know. Everyone have different questions and different needs, and you just don't know what it's like, what a new place would be like until you're there, because there's nothing to compare to. I mean, you'll hear a few people say it's like Hawaii or it's like Bali. It's nothing like either one of those. For me, I feel like the beaches here are even nicer than Hawaii. But Hawaii, or at least Oahu, or even the other ones, they're more commercialized. So you'll see more, everything is more costly and more available, of more like a city. But here it's more like a town. Imagine your groceries come from a Saturday market. I mean, there are other markets too, but I mean the variety is going to be more limited. But for me, I like it here more. Hawaii, I feel like when I first visited Hawaii, I wanted to move to Hawaii. But I also at the same time felt I wish I was one of the earlier people that went to Hawaii. Ouch! That hurt. Because there's just too many, fees. You have to pay fees for everything and to see anything. And there were, even waterfalls and beaches where now you have to pay a fee to get in. So it just didn't feel like nature. It didn't feel like an island. It did, but I don't know how to say it, but it just felt like everything is so commercialized, and I didn't like that. So my thought when I went to Hawaii was, I wish I was one of the earlier people that were there. And when you come here, that's exactly what it is. You are one of the earlier people. I mean, there were more, even earlier, like 20 years ago, but I mean, can't even imagine that. Some of the restaurants here were the first ones, and they've been here 50 plus years. So that's pretty crazy. So Anyways, it is different. To me, I can see the difference. And definitely not Bali. This is not Bali. If anyone tells you that, no, it's not correct. But to each their own. And for me, Saipan, it has a special way of making you feel you belong here, making you feel you want to be here. And you know, people are really nice, which helps a lot. It's not too hard to find a job. You know, if you want to stay, everything is word of mouth. They'll help you. People will help. People will look for a house or for a job or whatever you need. They'll figure out something for you, and you'll find it. But I mean, when I first got here, my first thought was, I want to retire here. This is where I should retire. I felt like I came a little early, a little too early. But it's just good to know. When I retire, when that time finally comes, I imagine a place like this, where you can still work some, but you're not working too much. Or even if you work, you don't feel like you're working too much. And it's just, you're not flying anywhere for anything. Everything is 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away. You get a nice house with a good view, and it's just very fitting for retirement or for anyone that wants an easy lifestyle. So that's definitely the biggest draw here. And I feel so lucky that I got to see it early on. Sometimes I hope I was here even earlier, but you know, I'm here. Any house is definitely not the first and the last, for sure. You know, you stay here for a little bit and you go home. Most people, I feel like when they come back the second time, they stay a lot longer, because the first time you don't know what you're coming in for. But the second time you go home, you take care of your business and you figure out, you know, you settle everything, and or most things, and then you come back and you're more ready. And so I feel like that's where I am. I got my first introduction, and I go home, take care of a few things, and then hopefully I figure out how to do this half a year or close to half a year, a couple months out of the year, because I mean, bottom line, this was a big vacation. This did not feel like coming here for work. This felt like coming here for a long vacation. Honestly, not that long. So I hope for those that are looking to come here, it gives you a little bit of an idea from this video, and can see some of my favorite spots. And I know I'll be watching this video probably more than anybody else when I go home and it's landlocked and I want a beach and it's so far. So also, when I came here, I did not know how to swim, and one of my biggest thing ever was trying to learn how to swim. And I mean, I've taken a few classes, but you don't learn much if you just take a few classes. So that was my biggest goal here, honestly. And so there was a swim class for women when I came, so every Sunday you meet for an hour. And then slowly, you know, my first apartment was actually, I picked one that was on the beach on purpose so that I could swim every morning or every day. And so I think once you swim in the ocean, you're just spoiled. It's hard to swim in the pool or anywhere else again. And also, you don't even have to go far here. Just right off the beach, the water is so clear. Visibility is amazing. And even right off the beach, you can see corals, fishes, sea urchins, sea grapes, just a bunch of stuff. And then you can see tanks here. So I feel a little spoiled, because when I go to other beaches and the way we learn is we put our face in the water and we swim like that. But when I can't see, it just messed up my rhythm, because I'm used to being able to see everything. So I'm so glad that I learned how to swim in Saipan, because Yeah, you can just go out and dive here, swim here, snorkel right out, your backyard. Is crazy. But yeah, it comes with some limitations here for sure, but it definitely comes with a whole lot of perks if you let it. So anyways, I'll wrap it up, but hopefully these short clips of some of my special places here, special beaches here, will give other people an inspiration and an idea of what Saipan is like. It's definitely up there on my list from now on. Definitely I will be back, and be back so many times, and who knows if everything lines up in the future. No one knows. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully this is somewhere you'll visit in the future too. Bye. This one is actually also on the north side. It's a little fort, or I think it's the last command post. And so it has the old cannons that was used in World War II, and you can see where they used to kind of live. And behind here is another trail that goes up, but a pretty scenic area. People come here for a lot of pictures, and whenever the flame trees, the red trees that bloom, it looks really nice. This is another day at the same beach, at Hidden Beach, and this is actually San Antonio. San Antonio Beach, and the next one over, maybe 300 meters is Hidden Beach, but I just have so many different footages because I went so many different places. Early morning was really nice there. Beautiful golden, very gentle sunlight, and really good for photos. Just like any other beach in Saipan, you can see a bunch of lively little creatures. So if you sit still long enough, they will start moving all around you. But also here, we picked a lot of sea glasses and shells, and made a lot of earrings and jewelries. There's even a girl on the island that she makes really pretty jewelry, really pretty necklace and earring set. So we can buy that for souvenirs, for gifts and stuff. This one is Hidden Beach, and you can see there's more trees here. It's also very well built out with stairs and steps down, and a little bit calmer than the other one. A whole lot calmer than the other. So both really nice, a short drive. If you go to Kingfisher Golf Course, it's just a little turn from there.